So I'm wondering where the access point is from our physical Tai Chi practices towards becoming a spiritual practice. Besides, I mean, is it just having the motive?
Okay. The motive sets the mood, you might say. It sets the purpose in the beginning, and all spiritual practices, what they involve is this consciousness that's sent out into the external world, the normal life. You need to turn it back on yourself. That's the process. So when you turn it back on yourself, if you only turn this mental awareness back on yourself, you just get this quiet mental state where you might see your thoughts, you can feel your body a little bit, you can get deeper into that, you can feel like you accept everything, you see everything as it is. That's not a real step deeper. That's turning an outer awareness back onto yourself. So the first real step deeper is when you turn the mind deeply inside yourself. You start to become aware of the body from the inside. And as we know, the simple thing to do is, instead of focusing through the 5 external senses, we focus through the internal senses. So we know that inside the body there are special senses in the joints, in the muscles. There are pressure sensors, there are heat sensors, there are pain sensors. So there are 5 main groups of sensors inside the body that tell us what's going on inside the body. And the outer mind is not usually listening to those. It's listening to what you see, listening in a metaphorical sense. It's aware of what you see, it's aware of what you hear, and so on. And so attempt to turn that part of the mind back inside fails. It just brings the quiet awareness state. It brings a type of, mindfulness, the modern mindfulness that's taught for money and gain, that won't lead to good spiritual development. So you have to turn the mind not only back inside, you have to turn it inside in such a way that that part of the mind that usually looks outwards is put in the background. And a deeper part of the mind begins to listen inside the body to the sensations that the body's intelligence is looking for, is already listening for. So you turn the mind back inside and you listen for the sensations that the body's intelligence is already listening to. So the first step is really to merge your consciousness with the body's intelligence. So that's the step. And then when you go deeper, you'll find the body's energy field. And then it's to merge your consciousness with the intelligence that's managing your body's energy field. And then deeper than this, you'll find a deeper layer of the energy. We call it the deep emotional, or the astral, if you like. And there's an intelligence, your own intelligence on this deep level, to merge this consciousness into the deep emotional level, associated with the middle dantian, and much later something associated with the upper dantian. Mm-hmm. So there is an internal path of turning the mind back inside, and it begins with merging with the body's intelligence, and that's where the external practice of the Tai Chi comes in.
And because the external Tai Chi practice is so refined,
that's right,
it puts pressure on us to go inwards more and to connect with that intelligence.
That's right.
And also, it's just a long practice. It's a lot of, there's like, the refinement is endless. So the practice has a lot of potential to go deeper.
Right. So whatever a person can do, we give them something that's more refined. So they have to find something a little deeper than what they've got at that moment.
So what can students expect to get out of practicing Tai Chi? Like, what kind of success can they mark their change by?
I mean, because our motive is clearly for internal development, that's really the progress on that is the gauge of their success. But they can also expect to get the bodily effects, a good bodily effect. So one of the immediate, fast and obvious body effects is you learn to relax your body and become very loose. the body becomes very loose and free, rather than the tightness that often accompanies people, even who do a lot of exercise. So that looseness of the body is something, it's a speciality of good Tai Chi, I would say. So that in itself gives a type of, that is, in itself will lead to good health. A lot of the aches and the pains will go away. The blood lymphatic fluids, the energy circulates much more freely, and so the health of the body will become stronger. That's more or less like a side effect, but obviously a very good and useful one. The ability to withstand pressure from other people is something that also develops, because we use pressure in the training. We use training not just to concentrate deeply and listen in the body and be relaxed when there's no pressure on, but to do these things while there's pressure on. And then we increase the pressure, so people are able to maintain the good state of the mind, the body, the energy under pressure. That's really one of the big parts of the training, and that carries directly into your life, that under the pressures of life you're able to maintain the good centralized state. So these are the things, apart from the internal growth that takes place because of the main purpose.
I've personally seen that in my own life, practicing this way. And I guess that also answers how Tai Chi can help a person emotionally and mentally, because obviously physically, as you said, one of the unique specialties of Tai Chi is that it creates this kind of elasticity, or can help with the body in a special way. So Patrick, for someone who wants to start a Tai Chi practice, what can they expect?
They can expect to be taught exercises that will first relax them, and then exercises that will coordinate the body. They can expect to be taught how to listen into the body, to connect the mind into the body. They can expect to be taught exercises that will increase the energy in the body. They can expect to be taught how to relate through physical movement, through physical contact with another person. How to relate in the sense of learning to merge with another person's movement, respond to the movement softly, sensitively, yielding when needed, following when needed. So that physical interaction, it's really a physical emotional interaction, because you can't avoid, once you approach this closely to a person and start touching, there's a strong emotional thing that begins. So although it's seen as just like a physical practice, behind it there's quite a strong emotional connection between the two people that form, that you have to learn to manage as well. So those are the things you would expect to meet, and different styles may use slightly different exercises for these ones, but that's what you'd expect to meet.